And we are live, just about 10 minutes away from kickoff in Baltimore. The Philadelphia Eagles traveling down. They're done with the plane trips. They're done with really long distance travel for the season until maybe the postseason. We'll see how that pans out. But the Philadelphia Eagles are in Baltimore, ready to make their final push for this season, for the playoffs. The Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Baltimore Ravens, a team that they've played often in the preseason, and a matchup that's going to be interesting because certainly Baltimore has a history of taking preseason games very seriously, trying to win preseason games, John Harbaugh, whereas the Eagles have not. The Eagles have not started any of the starters over the course of the last couple of preseasons. So it's an interesting opportunity for everybody involved. But yeah, the Philadelphia Eagles going down, they haven't won in Baltimore recently either, which is something to note in that regard as well. I'm just trying to get the last time the Eagles won in Baltimore. But the Eagles will be doing it without the likes of Darius Slay, Devontae Smith, and Brandon Graham, as we learned last week after Graham tore his tricep out for the season. Additionally, Darius Slay still in concussion protocol. Devontae Smith still dealing with a hamstring injury. He was trending positive, but he was not able to make it into the game this week. So that's where things stand, and yeah, at this point we're just this will be an interesting matchup where Baltimore will be out without one of their starting linebackers. Kyle Van Noy will be on the bench this week as well. So the Eagles will begin their final push for the playoffs tonight. The last time that the Eagles and the Ravens played each other in the season, it was October 18th, 2020. Baltimore defeated the Eagles 30-28. Baltimore actually leads the series 3-2-1. They've won 3 of the last 4. Eagles have not won in M&T Bank Stadium. That could change today, or we could see more of the same. But we'll see how things pan out as this game opens up. This is one of the games that going into this season I was concerned about. Definitely still have my concerns, even in spite of the 7-game win streak that the Philadelphia Eagles find themselves on this back half of the season since the bye. So I do have concerns about this game because the Ravens, I mean, they right now are sitting atop the NFC North. Or not quite. They're a half game back of the NFC North. They are 8-4, vying for that first seed. The Eagles will play the Pittsburgh Steelers, who currently hold the number 1 spot in the AFC North, in just a couple of weeks. So these two NFC North opponents, and right now the Steelers look to be on their way to defeating the Cincinnati Bengals, 44-38 in that game, with about a minute and 10 seconds left, and yeah, the Steelers are taking these now, so that game's just about over. Um, while we're on that topic, we'll do a quick check of scores around the league right now. We're all probably familiar with the scores that the games that were played on Thanksgiving Day. Chicago lost to the Detroit Lions. 23-20 was the final score in that game. Lions are looking really, really good. They currently hold the number one seed, and depending on some of the outcomes, could actually be in. You just got to double check here to make sure. Yeah, the Week 13 playoff scenario. So the Lions have the opportunity to clinch. They need a couple of things to go their way, though. So the Lions won, which is definitely helpful. The San Francisco 40, they're reliant heavily on the San Francisco 49ers game this evening, whether or not the 49ers lose to the Bills, which I think is probably likely. And then Arizona lost to the Minnesota Vikings. So that opens up a number of opportunities. And then just taking a look at some of the other opportunities that they have. Seattle defeated the New York Jets 26-21. So that actually, I'm scrolling through here. The Lions actually do not have the opportunity to clinch because all of the scenarios that were published involved the Detroit Lions winning and the Seattle Seahawks losing. So since Seattle defeated the New York Jets, the Lions have not clinched anything yet. So that having been said, we do have one team that has already punched their ticket to the playoffs, the Kansas City Chiefs, questionably against the Las Vegas Raiders in protest. You can make the argument there, however you want to handle that. So that's where things stand there. So, again, just a quick review of the scores. Detroit defeated Chicago 23-20. The Dallas Cowboys defeated the New York Giants 27-20. Green Bay defeated the Miami Dolphins 30-17. Kansas City defeated the Las Vegas Raiders 19-17. The LA Chargers defeated the Atlanta Falcons 17-13. Pittsburgh defeated Cincinnati 44-38. Houston defeated Jacksonville 23-20. Minnesota defeated the Cardinals 23-22. Indianapolis defeated the New England Patriots 25-24. Seattle defeated the New York Jets 26-21. And the Washington Commanders defeated the Tennessee Titans 19-42. We are getting set here. The Eagles will get the ball first, and the Ravens give it the boot. And and that's going to go out of the end zone for a touchback. So the Eagles will start at the 30-yard line. This is a battle of the running backs here. It's going to be Saquon Barkley versus Derrick Henry, two of the elite running backs this season. So the Eagles starting on their own 30. We've got Jalen Hurts in the gun. It's a pistol formation. Britton Covey goes in motion to the near side. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Saquon. Saquon breaks through, gets a first down, gets up to the 43-yard line. That's a big first down. It's about a 13-yard gain. They're only going to credit him up to the 42, so it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 42. It's actually a 12-yard gain for the Eagles. So big first. It's brought down by Smith and Robinson of the Ravens. So now we've got Hurts in the gun, again, pistol formation. Dallas Goedert going in motion to the far side. Hurts takes the snap, back, looking, throwing across the middle, incomplete. He was looking for Paris Campbell, number 80. Paris Campbell signed earlier this week, brought up from the practice squad. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 situation. Pass was broken up by Matabuki. So we got Hurts in the gun, split backs. Hurts takes a snap, does a quick throw over, and that is going to be caught behind the line of scrimmage. Picks up a couple there, turns up. That's Will Shipley there that was on the reception. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and long, but it's a 3rd and 6. So it's going to be 3rd and long. Got up to the 46-yard line. Shipley was brought down by Washington and Humphrey. All right, so we've got Hurts now in the gun. We've got Barkley to his left. Big 3rd down conversion needed right here. Hurts takes the snap, back, looking, throwing. Caught? No, it's not caught by Britton Covey. It's incomplete. It bounced off his hands and hit the ground. Incomplete. So that is going to bring up 4th down, and that'll send the punting unit on. So a little bit of a disappointing first drive there for the Eagles. Yeah, right through his hands, too. Now, the annoying thing was he had A.J. Brown, it looked like wide open. All right, so the punting unit is on. Braden Mann's on to give this a boot. Wallace back to return it. And Mann kicks it away. And that is going to take a Ravens bounce, or an Eagles bounce, actually. And it's going to roll to a stop around the 13-yard line. We do have our first flag of this game. So we're going to check in with the referee, Craig Rolstad. We got 13:18 left in this first quarter here. It's a 4-play, 16-yard drive. Took 1 minute, 26 seconds. And it is going to be holding on the long snapper, Rick Lovato. So that will give the Ravens 10 yards. As we head to our first commercial break of this game. So yeah, not a great first drive there. Really good first go with, Saquon Barkley getting a pretty big run there. But then you turn around and you have a couple of incompletions. And technically that was a run play because it was a lateral. So Will Shipley picked up 4. Yeah, so it will be first and 10 for the Ravens. They're going to enforce the penalty at the Eagles' 36-yard line, or 46-yard line. So that's actually going to make the Eagles re-kick this. Yeah, so so the penalty is offensive holding against the long snapper, and it's because it was so far back in Eagles territory where the penalty occurred. The refs are going to make the Eagles re-kick this. So CBS went to commercial. This game is being broadcast on CBS. If you want to catch any of the game footage, I can't bring any of that, obviously, or else I'd get a copyright struck to the ground. But yeah, they're coming back from commercial. The Eagles are gonna have to re-kick this. It's gonna be 4th and 16 now from the Eagles' 36-yard line, where they're gonna punt it. Yeah, so Braden Mann is going to re-kick this one, so he'll have another shot to give it a nice big boom. So Mann does kick it away this time. And it's still a nice booming punt. And Wallace fields it and is hit immediately. And that's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Ravens. Not much better field position off of that punt. The officials are talking over stuff. Now they've thrown a flag. So they're going to call fair catch interference on the Eagles. Because Wallace raises a fair catch signal. Yeah, that's pretty clear and obvious there. So Kelly Ringo, they're going to ding Kelly Ringo for that. So that's going to be a 15-yard penalty for the Eagles. So that's going to give the Ravens a little bit better field position. 1st and 10 from their own 33. So we have Lamar Jackson in the gun. Got Derrick Henry lining up behind him. Jackson takes a snap, hands it off to Henry. Henry going to pick up a bunch there. Gets about 5, maybe 6. They'll credit him 5. It's 2nd and 5 for the Ravens from their own 38-yard line. Second and 5. Jackson takes a snap, hands it off, and that's going to get swallowed up immediately. Goes nowhere, maybe picks up a yard. Now, they will not give him they'll give him maybe like an inch or two, but it's going to be 3rd and 5 for the Ravens. It was no gain. So it's now 3rd and 5. We've got about 12-13 left in this first quarter here. Jackson in the gun. We've got Hill lining up to Jackson's right. Sends a man in motion. Jackson takes a snap. He's back. He's looking. Pressure's coming. Jackson's going to get sacked. Jackson gets sacked back at the 30-yard line, and the Eagles' defense responds with a 3 and out. That's going to be 4th down, and that'll give the Eagles' offense a chance to go at it. Most likely, barring anything crazy. Officials are talking about something. There is a flag down, so. Never mind. They're going to call holding on Avonte Maddox, so. That's a little tack. Nothing was that's a little ticky tack there. That had no impact on the play. Like at a certain point, you can call holding on every play, but you can't call hold like. So you pick which ones are impacting the play. That was a little not impacting the play there. All right, so we've got Jackson under center. Jackson takes a snap back, looking, pressure's coming. Jackson is going to fight off some pressure. He's rolling out to his left. He's throwing deep, has a man wide open, and he's going to get down inside the 20, down to the 15 as he dodges like 5 Eagles players before finally getting brought down by Isaiah Rodgers, who was in for the injured Darius Slay. That was an insane 40-yard pickup that should not have happened because somebody left him wide open in space. That was Zay Flowers, who was left wide open in space. He's dodging 3 Eagles players, and now the Ravens are in the red zone. So we've got Jackson in the gun, takes a snap, hands it off to Henry. Henry gonna get swallowed up, picks up about 5 there. They will credit him up to the 13th. So that's going to be 2nd and 6. So it's only a 4-yard pickup brought down by Nakobe Dean. But just watching that was like that was ridiculous how Zay Flowers was able to dodge like 3 people. Nobody wanted to tackle him. All right, so Jackson's under center. We've got Henry in the backfield, man in motion. Takes a snap, hands it off to Flowers, who is demolished immediately by Jalen Carter. So that's going to be a loss of about 3 there. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 9. So Jalen Carter just absolutely makes his offensive lineman miss. And Zay Flowers is no match for Jalen Carter. So it's 3rd and 9 now, following that. So Jackson takes a snap back, looking, going to throw across the way, and it's going to be incomplete. Right off the hands of Mark Andrews, number 89. So that's going to bring up 4th and 9, and will probably send the field goal unit on. That was right through his hands. He wasn't getting a touchdown off of that because Isaiah Rodgers was right there to mark him down if he had caught that, but that would have been a 1st and goal situation. But instead, we've got Justin Tucker on to kick the field goal. This is going to be a 34-yard chip shot. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. We have 9:21 left to play in the first quarter. The Ravens take an early lead. It is 3-0 in their favor. So, yeah, this was, not a good look there. Eagles had him stopped on 3rd down, all the way back in their own territory. Would have been a 3-and-out, but instead, a stupid mistake by Avonte Maddox turns it into a 7-play, 51-yard drive. Took 3 minutes and 49 seconds. Fortunately, only resulted in a field goal, thank goodness, but that had the potential to be a lot worse, especially after a 40-yard 40-yard throw that wound up I mean, the big problem on that was, I mean, nobody wanted to tackle Zay Flowers. So, certainly hope that the Eagles defense will put on a little bit better of a showing in that regard. Eagles were able to get to Lamar Jackson on that third down play. That was, again, just really cool. Would have been good if that play was not completely eliminated by the penalty that occurred. Josh Sweat would have gotten credit for that sack, by the way. Just a heads up. So we are back from the commercial break. Again, definitely feel free to let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. I'd love to hear from you over the course of this game. So Justin Tucker on to kick this away. That's going to go through the back of the end zone. Or will get fielded in the end zone, actually, by Kenny Gainwell for a touchback. So the Eagles will take over at their own 30. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. So the Eagles getting ready to take over. Jalen Hurts going to line up under center. We have an I formation. We got A.J. Brown wide out to the far side. Eagles are moving from right to left. Hurts takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Calcaterra, hands it off then to Barkley. Barkley's going to pick up about 4. Yeah, so it's a 4-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 6. So now we've got Hurts in the gun. We've got Barkley to his right. Hurts takes the snap, back, looking. Pressure's coming. Hurts is rolling out to his right. Hurts is going to let it loose, and it's going to go out of bounds incomplete. So that's going to ramp a 3rd and 6 situation. Again, not sure why we're not just handing it off to Saquon. Eagles have converted 43% of their third downs. That is 7th in the league. So we've got Hurts now in the gun. We've got Barkley lining up to his right. A.J. Brown wide out to the near side. Hurts takes the snap. Back, looking. Pressure's coming. Hurts is throwing deep. Has A.J. Brown and overthrows him. Overthrows A.J. Brown. Incomplete. That's a 3 and out, and the Eagles are going to punt this away. And again, I don't know why we're not just handing it off to Saquon Barkley. Now we have a Ravens player injured. That's going to be Hamilton. Kyle Hamilton, one of the safeties. Hopefully he's okay. So it's 4th and 6. And again, I do not know what is wrong with not just handing the ball off to Saquon. Ravens trainers still on the field heading into them. They're going to go to a commercial break. Like it was a 4. Saquon picked up 4 yards. Even if you run the exact same play again, and it results in the exact same thing, it's 3rd and 2. So you're in a much better spot there. You only need to pick up 2 yards. So this is definitely concerning. All right. Yeah. Now that we're still on commercial break here, so nobody's missing anything. Um, yeah, I'm 3-and-outs are not going to win this game. That's a bold take, I know, but the Eagles have to be able to put together longer sustained drives, and they have to be comfortable with being able to pick up a couple of yards on those early drives. They don't need to, or on those early downs, first down, second down, getting themselves into short yardage situations. And you do that through the run game. Braden Mann on to punt this away. He's going to give it the boot. We're going to see if the Eagles are going to respect the fair catch this time, as fair catch is made right around the 17-yard line. They're replaying the injury there. It looks like there was a little collision at the as Dallas Goedert was running his route. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Ravens. The ball's on their own 18-yard line. We have Lamar Jackson under center, Derrick Henry deep in the backfield. Jackson takes a snap, hands it off to Henry. Henry is going to break through, picks up a bunch there, gets up to about the 24-yard line. So that's going to be about a pickup of 6. That'll bring up 2nd and 4 for the Ravens. We just crossed the 8-minute mark left in the first quarter here. So we have Lamar Jackson in the gun. We've got Derrick Henry to his right. Jackson takes the snap. Back looking. Pressure's coming. Derrick Henry's wide open. Picks up the first down. Gets to the 40-yard line before he's forced out of bounds. The Eagles were sending everybody in the kitchen sink. And what that meant was that Derrick Henry was left wide open. Gets up to the 40. Yeah, so that's a 16-yard pickup. That'll bring up a first down for the Ravens. We got 7:15 left in the first quarter here. I formation for the Ravens. Jackson takes a snap, quick pitch back to Henry. Henry is going to pick up about 3 or 4 this time, so a little bit less of a pickup there. They will credit him for 4. It's going to be 2nd and 6 from the Ravens' 44-yard line. Hamilton is being evaluated for a concussion, according to NFL Network's Mike Garafolo. So we got about 6.5 left in this first quarter. Jackson in the gun. Jackson takes a snap, does a quick throw all across the middle again. Zay Flowers, and now they're in Eagles territory, down to the 35. Are we going to cover him? Like, he's being left wide open. Like, it's not even close. They had Cooper DeJean playing a couple yards off him inside. Reed Blankenship finally comes down with the stop, but like nobody's playing anywhere closer than a couple yards to him. I formation for the Ravens. Jackson takes a snap, hands it off, and that's going to go nowhere. Maybe picks up a yard. We have a flag. This might go against the Ravens. Saw a little motion that occurred. Nope, they're going to get hands to the face on the Eagles. Illegal use of hands to the face. So that's going to go against Nolan Smith, and that'll give a first down to the Ravens, along with a 5-yard penalty. So that gets them up to the Eagles' 30-yard line. So, I formation for the Ravens. Jackson takes a snap, back looking, throws, caught, hit immediately is Mark Andrews. Hit immediately by Quinyon Mitchell. So that's a 2-yard pickup. Hamilton is questionable to return to the game, but if he's being evaluated for a concussion, and he was going back to like the locker room, if he's being evaluated for a concussion, I'm not sure that questionable designation is accurate. It is 2nd and 8. We've got 5 minutes left in the first quarter here. We've got Jackson in the gun, Henry to his right, man in motion. Jackson takes a snap, hands it off to Henry. Henry's going to get the first down. Henry's going to nobody's going to be able to tackle them because I don't know what's going on with this whole tackling operation. Henry picks up a good chunk there, gets down inside the 10, so it's going to be 1st and goal at the 9. And this is how you effectively use a running back when you have a really effective running back, right? You've got Derrick Henry. Henry is running Henry's doing a really good job there. We've got about 20 different flags. This will probably march the Ravens back because it looks like there was a lot of motion at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, it's a snap infraction, false start against the offense. So Tyler Linderbaum, the center, is going to get called for that. So it's going to bring up 1st and goal from the 14. Yeah, he flubbed that snap. He flubbed that snap bad. All right, so it's 1st and goal from the 14. Pistol formation for the Ravens. Jackson takes a snap, back, looking. He has all day, throws, and that is going to be a touchdown. It's a touchdown to Mark Andrews. There were 3 Eagle players there, and it was a good throw. It was a good throw. I'm not disputing that. I'm just ticked off. Because this drive should not be. That's an 8-play, 82-yard drive, took 4 minutes and 38 seconds, and it results in a touchdown. And, this Eagles team is, this Eagles team is just frustrating right now. They're about to be behind 10-0 after this extra point. And it's going to be off the left upright and no good. Okay, so at least Justin Tucker shanked the extra point, so it's 9-0 as opposed to 10-0. Yeah, it's off that left upright there. So the Ravens will kick it off. Again, not 8-play, 82-yard drive, 4 minutes, 38 seconds, and we cannot allow this type of performance to continue from either side of the football. We can't be leaving guys wide open. This is one of those, we got to get back to basics here. Zay Flowers has been wide open more often than not. Derrick Henry has been left wide open. At least they decided to cover Mark Andrews, but the fact that Andrews was covered is, I mean, the fact that he was covered doesn't negate the fact that Lamar Jackson threw a good pass. So I'm not disputing that. Again, it was a really good pass by Lamar. It's just the stuff leading up to it has been beyond frustrating. We have 3:49 left in the first quarter, by the way. But you look at things right now. So Lamar Jackson is 5 for 6, 92 yards and a touchdown. Jalen Hurts is 0 for 4 in the passing game. Derrick Henry, 6 carries for 38 yards. Saquon Barkley, 2 carries for 16 yards. And going into this game, the Eagles' run defense was 7th in the league. Now, the Ravens was a lot better. The Ravens actually are the number 2 run defense going into this game. This is going to get kicked, and Kenny Gainwell is going to return that almost to the 30, up to the 27, after fielding it at the 4. So it's a 23-yard pickup, and the Eagles will get things going. This is the first time in NFL history that 2 players have 1,300 rushing yards, and 10 or more, they took the stat down. My bad. All right, so we've got Hurts in the gun, pistol formation. Hurts takes a snap. We've got a false start. They're going to call false start on A.J. Brown. So that's going to march the Eagles back a little bit. 1st and 15 now. The Eagles are starting on their own 22 at this point. So we now have Hurts in the gun. Saquon's to his left. Hurts takes the snap. Hands it off to Saquon. Saquon is going to pick up a couple there. Gets up to the 25-yard line. They're actually only going to mark him down at the 20. No, they will credit him to the 25. So it's a long 2nd and 12, though. So we have 3:20 left in the first quarter here. So we now have Hurts in the gun. Man in motion. Hurts takes a snap. Back looking. Quick throw to Saquon. Saquon's going to turn upfield. Gets up to the 30-yard line, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and long situation, but it's not nearly as long as it could have been. It's going to be 3rd and 7 from the 30. That's where they're going to mark him down. So we're inside of 3 minutes left here. Eagles need to convert on 3rd down. Right now. Like 3rd and 7, Eagles need to have something for this, some kind of a way to extend this. So now we have Hurts in the gun. We've got Kenny Gainwell to his left. A.J. Brown is wide out to the near side. Now Hurts has split backs. Hurts takes the snap. Back looking. Hurts is rolling, and Hurts is going to get sacked, and that was not anything that we wanted. Kyle Hamilton is back in the game, by the way. So he does not have a concussion. Or no, he is. Never mind. That was number 44 that brought him down, not number 14. Braden Mann on to punt this away after another 3-and-out. And that is going to take a bounce, and it's going to be immediately brought down. We do have a flag. So it took a bounce and was fielded. And this flag's going to go against the Eagles. So it's a player going out of bounds. So they're going to get Kelly Ringo for that, which, I mean, he was blocked out of bounds. So I'm not sure I would have called that. He was blocked out of bounds. And he was trying to get back in bounds if it wasn't for the fact that the Ravens were keeping him from getting in bounds. So, not sure I would have called that. But that is a 5-yard penalty. So that will bring up 1st and 10 for the Ravens from their own 32. Because they won't make them re-kick that, thankfully. I am an agitated fan right now. I mean, credit to the Ravens. They're a good team. They're shutting the Eagles out right now in the first quarter, which I will say this. Definitely a feat that has been accomplished by other teams. We don't need to look back far in that regard. But at the same time, we need to... The Eagles need to be able to shut this Ravens offense down, and they need to be able to put their own solid drives together. And right now, it doesn't feel like they're playing that way. I mean, the defense is leaving guys wide open in the secondary. And then we have the offense who is... unable to get anything going. So they are actually going to make the Eagles re-kick this. So this is the second re-kick off of a penalty. All right. So it is now 4th and 18. This will be re-kicked. Braden Mann is going to give it another booming punt. And that's going to get fielded at the 25. It's going to get brought up to the 35, so it's about a 10-yard pickup there. They're actually going to credit them up to the 36. So that was Wallace there on the return. Tylan Wallace. They just yeah. Lamar Jackson is 23-1 against NFC opponents. The only loss was in 2022 to the New York Giants. Jackson in the gun, pistol formation. Jackson takes a snap, fakes a handoff, back looking, pressure coming. He is throwing deep and overthrows a wide open Isaiah Likely. Again, wide open in space. What is this Eagles team covering? Because this Eagles team isn't covering Ravens receivers. That was Nakobe Dean who got beat on coverage. So we got a minute 23 left in this first quarter here. Jackson in the gun, Henry to his right. Jackson takes a snap and fumbles the snap, and he's going to fall on that, and that's going to result in a sack. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 19. So it's 3rd and 2 sticks now for the Ravens. It was recovered at the 27. That was a bad snap. So there have been a couple of snap issues. That one now, and then in the earlier drive there was the snap infraction that the Ravens committed. So it is now 3rd down and 2 sticks. Jackson's in the gun. Back to his right. Jackson takes a snap. Back looking. Pressure's coming. He's going to throw. It's going to be caught by Hill. Can we bring him down? Yes, we can bring him down. Right around the 32-yard line is where they're going to mark him down. It's going to bring up 4th and 13. It's actually going to be up to the 33. But that should send the punting unit on, thankfully. So a 3 and out, which only is really a 3 and out thanks to a Ravens mistake. It's not really anything that the Eagles did. 3 and out occurred because of Ravens errors, and we are 15 minutes of the way through this game. So, on to quarter 2. Eagles behind by 9. And it's time for the Eagles to turn something on here in this battle of the birds. They're correcting this stat, by the way, so it's 4th and 14 from the Ravens' 32-yard line when we come back from the commercial. So, yeah. I do not like this game. Yeah, so this is not a good start. We're reverting back to some of our play earlier on in the season, which is not helpful. It's not how the Eagles have gotten successful. Certainly not how the Eagles beat any of their NFC opponents. And I get it, the Ravens have a better run defense than a lot of our other opponents so far. But that doesn't excuse the fact that, we have to be able to stick with the formula that has resulted in victories here. All right, so we are at the start of the second quarter. The Ravens will be punting for the first time this game. Ravens punter Jordan Stout is on to give this the boot. Britton Covey back to return. And he's going to field that. And that's going to get brought up to about the 20-yard line. And that's where the Eagles will take over. This weekend is the My Claws, My Cleats promotion that the NFL runs every year during the month of December. Few Eagles players sporting some special cleats. Few Ravens players sporting some special cleats. As Jalen Hurts lines up under center, we have Saquon in the backfield. Hurts takes a snap. Fakes the toss to Saquon and then throws. A.J. Brown caught over the middle, and that is going to be an Eagles first down. So that is the first earned first down since the first play of this game for the Eagles. And that is a big first down for this team. Gets up to the 33-yard line. So it's 1st and 10 now. Hurts is lining everybody up. Hurts is in the gun. We have Saquon to his right. Hurts takes a snap. Hands it off to Saquon. Saquon is going to break through and gets up to about the 39-yard line. They're only going to credit them up to the 38, though, where he was down. So it's going to be 2nd and 5 from the 38-yard line for the Eagles. So can the Eagles get another first down? It is 2nd and 5. We've got Hurts under center, Saquon in the backfield. Hurts takes a snap, quick dump off to Saquon. Saquon going to pick up about 3 there, gets across the 40 up to about the 42. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1. So we'll see what the Eagles decide to do here. Do they decide to do a little brotherly shove action, get the first down? Do they decide to do something different? They're doing something different here. So they've got Hurts is in the gun. We've got Barkley to his right. Man in motion. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley's going to get swallowed up at the line. That's going to lose a yard. That's actually going to lose about 2. They're going to bring him down at the 40. And punting unit. Once again. Braden Mann on to give this one the boot. And that one's going to get bounced. And that's going to take an Eagles bounce right down to the half-yard line. So the Ravens have 99 and a half yards to go, and we'll see whether or not the Eagles can stop them in any of those yards. So we've got 12-16 left in the first half here. The Ravens will get the ball to start the second half. So just a heads up there, because the Eagles had the ball first. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'd love to hear from you over the course of this game. Just drop them in the chat. Also, if you're new here, please feel free to like and subscribe. Really helps the channel out. Alrighty, so Jalen Hurts is now 2 for 6 in the passing game for 18 yards. And we have Saquon, 6 carries for 27 yards. Compare that to Derrick Henry, 6 carries for 38 yards. So, and some of that reduced production was expected. Because again, the Ravens' run defense is better than a lot of the other run defenses the Eagles have faced. But the Eagles have to figure things out here. So, 12-16 left in the first half. Ravens starting on their own 1. Jackson in the gun, back to his left. Jackson takes a snap. Back, looking, pressure's coming. Jackson's going to throw across the middle. That is caught, hit immediately. Goes Mark Andrews, and that is going to be a 5-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 5 from the Ravens' 6. So here we go. We've got I formation for the Ravens. Hands it off to Derrick Henry, who is hit in the backfield, but does manage to pick up 1 yard. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 4. Actually, they're going to credit him statistically no gain up to the 6. So it's going to be 3rd and 5. So big 3rd down stop needed right here. Nobody's converted on 3rd down yet. Very important for the Eagles to keep it that way for the Ravens. Jackson's in the gun, back to his right. Jackson takes a snap, back looking, throwing, incomplete throw at the feet of Zay Flowers. Pressure was coming immediately there. And that is going to be a big 3 and out. That is going to force Jordan Stout to punt from the shadow of his own end zone. Yeah, that was a rare at the feet of Zay Flowers. And you can tell Lamar Jackson is ticked off about that. So, Jordan Stout punting from 9 yards deep in the end zone. And that ball does get a boot. Britton Covey is going to field that at the 46. Gets into Ravens territory, brought down at the 49-yard line. So that is where the Eagles will take over, and that is the best field position the Eagles have had to start this game, certainly, or to start a drive, certainly, but also on any drive. Like, the Eagles have not gotten into Ravens territory at all, and now they will start this drive at the Ravens 49. Let's see if the Eagles can do anything with it. We got 10:55 left in the second quarter, by the way. So that's where things stand here. 1st and 10 for the Eagles from the Ravens 49. That was a much needed 3-and-out. So we built on one 3-and-out. We had another 3-and-out. Now the Eagles need to be able to put together a sustained drive here that's going to it's got to result in points. Ideally a touchdown. This game has to be a one-score game by the time this drive is over. Because now the Eagles defense is at least applying some, forcing the Ravens to put on some of the brakes. Ravens were moving and grooving very early in this game. Quick check around the league. The Carolina Panthers are tied with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That is 10-all. The New Orleans Saints are ahead of the Los Angeles Rams, 6-0. Those are the other two games that are currently in action. The Washington Commanders defeated the Tennessee Titans 42-19. I think that was the last result we were waiting on from the early block of games. So we have a pistol formation for the Eagles. Barkley behind Hurts. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Barkley, who's going to get dropped in the backfield for a loss of about 1. That will put it 2nd and 2 sticks, 2nd down, 2 sticks, right at midfield. They sent Britton Covey in motion. So all right, we got 10.5 minutes left here. Let's do something. Anything, please. Hurts is in the gun, split backs. Britton Covey goes in motion. Hurts takes a snap, fakes a handoff to Barkley. He's back, he's looking. He's got Covey open, but he's going to throw instead to Jahan Dotson. That gets back into Ravens territory. It's going to get to the 43-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd and 4. And remember, all the Eagles need is about 3.5 here. And then they can brotherly shove their way to a 1st down. So we got Hurts in the gun, back to his right. Hurts is now making a couple of changes up the line. We've got A.J. Brown in the slot to the near side. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off, and Barkley's going to break free, gets a 1st down, gets inside the 35-yard line down to about the 34. That is an Eagles 1st down. 9.5 minutes left to play in the first half here. All right, so we got Hurts in the gun, back to his right. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to, nope, he's going to keep it himself. Gets up to the 30, gets up to the 24-yard line, or 26-yard line, I apologize. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 1 situation. So yeah, that was they're going to credit him to the 26, but they're going to call it 2nd and 2. So we got Hurts in the gun, back to his left. Hurts takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throws, caught A.J. Brown across the middle, gets up to the 17-yard line. That is a 1st down, no matter where you put that 1st down marker. It is a 9-yard pickup for A.J. Brown, so it's 1st and 10. That was a very short 2nd and 2 there. All right, so 1st and 10. Hurts is in the gun. We got Gainwell to his left. Hurts takes a snap, fakes the handoff to Gainwell, throws, caught, and that is going to be in for the touchdown. Goes Dallas Goedert. Dallas Goedert in for the touchdown, and the Eagles get on the board finally. Again, the Eagles spent the first quarter letting Eagles fans get through the stuff. They're get their beverages, get their food, get to their seats. That is Dallas Goedert's second receiving touchdown of the season. It's his 24th of the career. Now we have Jake Elliott on to kick an extra point. Elliott, snap, hold, kick is up, and hugs the right upright, but good. We have 8:04 left to play in the first half of this game. The Eagles have narrowed it to a 2-point lead. It is the Eagles 7, the Ravens 9. So that was a 6-play, 49-yard drive. Took 2 minutes and 51 seconds. We had Saquon Barkley getting up to 8 carries for 35 yards. I will say this, and again, credit where credit's due. Ravens have done a pretty good job of keeping Saquon's yardage down. Again, Ravens defense, run defense going into this game was second in the league, whereas the Eagles' run offense was first in the league. So, again, that was all going into this game. So yeah, 8:04 left in the first half here. Now, the question is, can the Eagles' defense create another 3-and-out or force the Ravens to punt again? Because if they can do that, then that will really put the momentum in the Eagles' favor right now. If the Ravens can be held to a drive that doesn't result in points, that results in a punt. If it's a turnover, that's great too. Love to see a turnover. Love to see the Eagles' defense force a turnover, which is possible because, again, the Ravens have had 2 snap problems so far this game. Snowing in Baltimore. Braden Mann is going to kick this away, and that's going to get fielded at the 1. It's brought out to about the 25 before. Brought out to about the 25 before it was brought down. So it will be 1st and 10 for the Ravens there. Saquon checking a few things with run game coordinator and offensive line coach Jeff Stoutland. 7:59 left in the first half. Lamar under center. Derrick Henry in the backfield. Lamar takes a snap, hands it off to Henry, and he's going to get 1 before he's pushed back. So forward progress stopped at the 26-yard line. That's going to bring up 2nd and 9 for the Ravens. So 2nd down and long. The 2nd down and long here. Got about 7.5 minutes left to play in this first half. So we have Jackson in the gun, takes a snap, back looking, throws, is a wide open receiver once again, who cannot be brought down by any of the Eagles until finally Cooper DeJean gets some help. But that is going to result in a 3rd and 2. That was Isaiah Likely on that reception. So it's a 7-yard pickup. Cooper DeJean had him wrapped up, but it wasn't until C.J. Gardner-Johnson came in to provide some extra support. Isaiah Rodgers was trying to tackle him from the legs. Like, that's not going to work. Got to wrap people up. Takes a snap, hands it off to Henry, and that's going to be a loss. He's going to get dropped there. So a big 3 and out. Big 3 and out. And that is going to send the punting unit back on. Zach Bond in there to absolutely disrupt that run play. So it is 4th down. Here's the punting unit. And Stout kicks it away. And that is going to take a Ravens bounce, but it's going to get fielded at the 28. And it's going to get brought out to about the 34, 35 yard line. So Britton Covey brings that back. A couple of yards there, gains a couple of that back. And that is where the Eagles will take over. They're showing replays right now of the Derrick Henry being tackled for a loss. Again, Zach Bond, really, really strong addition in that linebacker position. The duo of Zach Bond and Nakobe Dean is a really good one. All right, so it's going to be 1st and 10. Ball's on the Eagles' 32. Hurts is under center. Britton Covey going in motion. Hurts takes a snap, back, looking, throwing across the middle. A.J. Brown caught right around the 47-yard line. That is a 1st down for the Eagles. Inside of 6 minutes left to go in this first half. Yeah, he faked a handoff to Saquon and threw a bullet to A.J. Brown, who at that point was triple covered. Hurts under center takes a snap. Quick pitch to Saquon. Saquon's going to get into Ravens territory. Gets to around the 48-yard line before they mark him down. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 5. So Hurts is now in the gun. Back to his left. Hurts making a couple changes. A.J. Brown is wide out to the near side. Hurts takes a snap. Back. Looking. Throwing for A.J. Brown, who is caught open inside the 40 down to the 35 to the 32-yard line. Goes A.J. Brown. They're actually only going to credit him up to the 33, but that is still an Eagles 1st down. That is a 15-yard pickup for A.J. Brown. So big drive here. So now we have Hurts in the gun. Saquon's to his right. A.J. Brown is wide out to the far side. Hurts making a couple of changes. And he takes a snap. Fakes a handoff to Saquon. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to roll out to his right, and he's just going to chuck it after pressure's coming. And it would have resulted in a sack anyway. So good heads-up play by Jalen to throw that away. We do have a flag down, so we're going to check on this flag. It's been a while since we've heard from the referee, Craig Rolstad, so... So it is an ineligible man downfield. So that's going to cost the Eagles 5 yards. Yeah, Mekhi Becton gets a little ahead of everybody. So It's going to bring up 1st and 15 for the Eagles. They're now at the Ravens 38. Hurts is in the gun, back to his left. Hurts takes the snap, back, looking, throwing. A.J. Brown across the middle has the first down, depending on where they spot that. It's right at the yellow marker, which is the unofficial marker. Replay assist will probably help out with this a little bit. Right now, they're saying second and 1. Yeah, it's 2nd and 1. So Hurts is in the gun, back to his right. Hurts takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Quick throw over to Dallas Goedert, who is going to get the first down. Gets down to about the 15 before he is brought down. So that'll be 1st and 10. So 1st and 10, ball is on the 15-yard line. Hurts in the gun, back to his right. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Saquon. Saquon's going to roll out to the left and gets about 5 on that play. So that is going to bring up 2nd and 5 for the Eagles. Ball is on the Ravens 10. So a big reminder here. The Eagles are able to get a first down without scoring. So that is a consideration that we have to have here. The Eagles only need to pick up 5 yards on the next 2 plays. So we have Hurts in the gun, back to his right. Hurts takes the snap, back, looking. Looking, he's throwing for the end zone, and it is incomplete. He was looking for Dallas Goedert. Goddard's looking for a flag. Goddard's not going to get it. We're saying that jersey was being pulled. They're going to say it's uncatchable, and I would make the argument that, yeah, it's probably uncatchable there. So it is 3rd and 5. We got Hurts in the gun. We got Barkley to his right. Hurts takes a snap, back. He's going to take it himself. He's going to get the first down and is almost in the end zone. They're going to mark him down at about the half-yard marker. So this might be a brotherly shove into the end zone here, but that was that close from a touchdown. They're going to show the replay, but yeah, his right knee hits the ground. The ball is right at the half-yard marker, not in the end zone. So that is a good call by the officials. So it is 1st and goal at the 1. So again, we will probably see a brotherly shove here. And yep, that's what we're going to see. And Hurts is going to get in for the touchdown. Wasn't looking good initially. It wasn't looking like a routine brotherly shove. It looked like there was a little bit of a misstep there, but doesn't matter because yeah, there was a botch snap there, but Jalen Hurts does get it, did recover it himself, and was able to get in the end zone. Yes, yeah, that he's not down there. That is a touchdown for the Eagles. That was that close. It definitely looked like there was a little bit of an issue there, but yeah. And we have, by the way, hit the 2-minute warning. So Jake Elliott is on to kick the extra point here. Snap, hold, kick is up and good. So again, we have hit the 2-minute warning. So there are 2 minutes exactly left in this game, or in this first quarter, in this first half. And the Eagles are now on top, 14-9. All right, I'm feeling a little better right now. A little better. Little better. The question is, can the Eagles sustain this? Especially after whatever halftime adjustments are going to be made by both teams. And also the Eagles need another stop here. They need to keep the Ravens from scoring on this drive because remember, the Ravens do get the ball to start the second half. So just looking at this upcoming drive here by the Ravens, 3 and out would be great. even if the Eagles are able to force the Ravens to punt, or, certainly if they can force a turnover, that would be awesome. But the Eagles need to do something to be able to keep this from getting away from them. We can't give the Ravens points going into halftime. We cannot. But again, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Love to hear from you. Okay, quick check of things around the league while we're in this commercial. So, we're just going to focus on the games that occurred today. So, the LA Chargers defeated the Atlanta Falcons 17-13. The Pittsburgh Steelers defeated the Cincinnati Bengals in a shootout 44-38. The Houston Texans defeated the Jacksonville Jaguars 23-20. The Minnesota Vikings defeated the Arizona Cardinals 23-22 in a very narrow victory for them. The Indianapolis Colts defeated the New England Patriots 25-24. The Seattle Seahawks defeated the New York Jets 26-21. And the Washington Commanders defeated the Tennessee Titans 42-19. Other active games, it is tied in Carolina. Tampa Bay is tied with Carolina 10-all. The LA Rams are on top of the New Orleans Saints 7-6. So, definitely a couple lower scoring games that the Eagles are competing with right now. But that's where things stand. So Braden Mann is giving this the boot. And that is going to get fielded at about the 2 and is being brought out to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, to the 40-yard line. Like, seriously, guys. They're actually going to credit them up to the 41. So that's a 39-yard pickup on that return. And again, they can't result in points here. We got a minute 55 left in the first half. Jackson's in the gun, back to his left. Man goes in motion. Jackson takes a snap, back, looking, is going to throw across the middle. That is complete for a first down. That is Wallace there on that reception. Brought down by Cooper DeJean. It is a 12-yard pickup. And I don't know how you let them get away with that. All right, so minute 20 left in this first half. Lamar's in the gun, back to his right. Play clock winding down. Lamar takes a snap, back, looking. Pressure's coming. Lamar is getting sacked, so that he is going to get sacked back into his own territory there. So that's going to put him back at around the 49-yard line. Nolan Smith gets the credit, and that will force the Ravens to take their first timeout. So they have 2 remaining. Eagles have all 3 if they should decide to use them. Now, I will make the comment, even if the Ravens get a field goal here, they will not be ahead because of the missed extra point, and even because of the fact that they got a field goal the one time. It's actually going to be it would actually be a 2-point game. It'd be back to a 2-point game. But the big reason why we can't let them do that is because they're going to get the ball to start the third quarter. 1:07 left in this first half. Lamar's in the gun, back to his right. Second and 14. Second down, 2 sticks. Takes the snap. Back. Looking. Throwing across the middle. That is caught down to about the 44-yard line of the Eagles. So that is now back in Eagles territory. Clock is running, though. It was across the middle of the field. So we're at about 50 seconds left in this first half. Lamar in the gun takes a snap. Back. Looking. Pressure's coming. Lamar is going to dodge a couple of sacks. Everybody falls on top of each other. Lamar's going to get the first down. And he's just going to keep it himself. That was disaster. And that will result in the second timeout taken by the Ravens. Nakobe Dean just kind of fell trying to sack Lamar, so that was not great. He broke it. Nakobe Dean broke past his blocker, but was kind of tripped up in getting to Lamar, so missed him a little bit. Ravens down to their last timeout. 38 seconds left in this first half. But it is 1st and 10, and the ball's on the Eagles' 33-yard line. So we have Lamar in the gun, back to his left. Lamar making a couple of adjustments. Man goes in motion, takes a snap, back, looking, has time, throws, caught over the middle, first down. Zay Flowers right around the 20-yard line. Just maybe a hair inside of it, so we'll see where they credit him statistically. They will only credit him up to the 20, so that is going to... it is a first down. It is a 13-yard pickup brought down by Zach Bond and Reed Blankenship. The Ravens will spend their last timeout. Because now the Ravens are thinking touchdown. And this was the concern here. Because the second that you go up tempo, and that's what the Ravens are doing right now. They're going up tempo. And they had good field position to start this drive. So now the Ravens can think touchdown all day. The Eagles do have all 3 of their timeouts if they do get the ball back in this half and they want to do anything. Lamar's in the gun, back to his right. Takes a snap, back, looking, pressure's coming. Lamar's going to roll out to his left, and he's finally going to get tripped up, and that is... there's something there. That's going to be... We've got a flag down. That might be grounding. They might ding Lamar for grounding. Yeah, Jalen Carter is holding on to his leg. Yeah, he's down. So that's a sack. So they're going to pick the flag up. So there is no actual flag there. Down by contact. There should be a 10-second runoff, though, because the official stopped the clock. So that should force a 10-second runoff. So they corrected it, so... Alright, so yeah, they're going to reset the clock to 16 seconds, and the clock's going to start at the whistle. Okay. 2nd and 22. Lamar in the gun, takes the snap, back, looking. He's going to roll out to his right. Jalen Carter's right there. Lamar is going to soar it. So we've got 8 seconds left. That's going to send the field goal unit on indubitably here. Yeah, Jalen Carter was just kind of hanging on there. Menace to the backfield. Again, if you're new here, please feel free to like and subscribe. Really helps the channel out. Eight seconds left in this first half. Justin Tucker, who has already missed an extra point this game, will be kicking a 50-yard field goal. Snap, hold, kick is up. It's going towards the right upright, but it is good. With 3 seconds left in this first half, the Ravens narrow the score. It is 14-12. And again, this was my concern was, okay, now what happens? Because the Ravens have an opportunity to really swing the momentum in their favor coming out of halftime. I mean, we'll see what happens on the kickoff. Crazier things have happened. The Eagles could try something. I don't know. I think the Ravens are going to kick them something that they're going to be forced to return. All right. So, Justin Tucker on to kick this away. And he gives it a boot. And that's going to soar out of the back of the end zone. So, the Eagles will have the ball at their own 30. Again, if they want to try something, I don't think that they're going to try anything. I think they're going to take a knee and send this into halftime. But in the event that they're, well, in the event they try something here. 3 seconds left. Nope, they're going to take a knee. Takes the knee. This is now halftime. So the Eagles go into halftime with a 2-point lead. It is 14-12. But again, the big question is what they're going to do coming out of halftime, because the Eagles' defense needs to have some degree of an answer to keep the Ravens from scoring on that opening drive, to shut that whole operation down. So, again, if you're new here, please feel free to like and subscribe. It helps the channel out. I'm going to switch over to a little stats recap here. All right. It was a tale of two quarters for the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles really got the ball rolling in the second half, or in the second quarter. They really were not great at all during the first quarter. They kind of let 15 minutes go by with a whole lot of nothing. But they were able to even things up in the second quarter. So, couple of big things. Eagles total net offensive yards. They pulled that pretty even. They're just about 4 yards shy net offensive yards of the Ravens, 164 to 169. Again, most of those yards coming in that second quarter. Running game has not been nearly as productive. Taking a look back, taking a broader perspective, you could probably have expected that because, again, Ravens' run defense going into this game was second in the league. Now, the Eagles' run offense was first in the league, so you have that to counter, but at least in this particular setup, Eagles actually, at this point, have been able to put together a little bit more in terms of offensive rushing yards than the Ravens have. The Eagles have been able to put together 66 total run yards compared to 45 for the Ravens. The Ravens have more than made up for that through the air, though. 124 net passing yards compared to the Eagles' 98. Um, both teams have been able to get into the backfield a little bit. The Ravens have sustained 2 sacks. The Eagles sustained 1. The big killer for the Eagles also has been penalties, right? So, um, the Eagle nobody's turned the ball over, thankfully. So the big killer has been penalties. The Eagles have been penalized a whopping 7 times, 50 yards. It's cost them, and it's not been great. Now, the Ravens, their one penalty came off of a snap infraction. The Ravens have had a couple of snap issues over the course of this game so far. Uh, the one was the snap infraction where they kind of like false snapped the football, and then the other was the aborted snap that occurred in that first quarter. So. Looking more at some of the individual stats here. Jalen Hurts really recovered a little bit in the passing game. 9 for 14 so far with 104 yards and a touchdown. So that gives him a passer rating of 110.4. Saquon Barkley in the run game, 10 carries, 45 yards. His longest run has been a 12-yard run. Again, when you take a bigger picture look at things here, and I know it can be very frustrating, and I was frustrated earlier in this game. Why aren't we relying on Saquon more? The Ravens' run defense is number 2 in the league for a reason, and Saquon has had some incredible games in the past couple weeks. Kind of makes sense that going up against the number 2 run defense in the league makes a little more sense that they're not going to have as big of an impact. Jalen Hurts has a couple carries of his own, 4 carries for 17 yards. Will Shipley is in the game, in the mix here a little bit, for the injured Ben Van Sumeren, who is definitely he had an injury in practice this week, and that's definitely disappointing for him because he's really functioned as a really good fullback. Officially, he's on the defensive side of the football, but Ben Van Sumeren, as a linebacker, has really gotten himself into the mix in a sort of an improvised fullback position and carved out a little niche for himself. So, definitely a little disappointing to see him sidelined for this game. A couple of other notes here. So A.J. Brown, 5 catches for 66 yards. Dallas Goedert, 2 catches for 26 yards. One of the things I'm really liking is that a lot of the A.J. Brown passes that have been working, a lot of the passes that have been working just generally speaking, is the fact that they've been over the middle, which this point last season could not say really at all. The Eagles had the lowest rate of motion use last year, and they were pretty much not throwing the ball across the middle. So now that the Eagles are doing a little bit of that, it's really good to see. Taking a quick look at the Ravens stats. So we have Lamar Jackson, 11 for 15, 140 yards, 1 touchdown. Then we have Derrick Henry, 9 carries for 35 yards. So again, a little bit of the Eagles have been able to disrupt Derrick Henry a little bit more than the Ravens have been able to disrupt Saquon Barkley, just statistically speaking. Especially when you consider the fact that Derrick Henry's longest carry was a 19-yard pickup. Lamar Jackson has 2 carries of his own for 12 yards. and actually one of them was a whole net gain of nothing. So 12-yard pick, 12-yard. He really only has one carry for 12 yards, and then one carry for nothing. Hill has been in the mix there a little bit, as well as Zay Flowers. Had an embarrassing loss of 3 on his singular carry. But Zay Flowers has often found himself open in space, and that's a big problem for this Philadelphia Eagles defense. Zay Flowers has been open in space, and the Eagles need to make sure that they can tamp down on Zay Flowers' ability to get open. Because Flowers has 3 catches for 73 yards, including a 40-yard pickup. Really good 40-yard pickup, I would point out. So there's that to factor in there. Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews have been the leading receivers. Isaiah Likely has gotten into the mix there as well after not getting targeted at all last week. And then you have folks like Derrick Henry and Tylan Wallace and Hill getting into the mix there as well. Justice Hill. So yeah, just scrolling through here, just a couple of other defensive notes here. So, Nakobe Dean, 8 tackles already. Zach Bond, 6 tackles already. Jalen Carter with a sack. That was that sack right at the very end there of that first half. The one where the officials threw the flag for grounding. They were going to call grounding, and then one of the other officials rightly called the fact that that Lamar Jackson was down by contact before that ball came out. So, no flag for grounding, but instead a really bad sack there. And credit to Jalen Carter on that. Nolan Smith also has a sack as well mixed in there. So, 4-yard loss. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how the Eagles' defense is going to overcome this. And I'm particularly looking forward to seeing how the Eagles' defense is going to respond in terms of how do we keep the Baltimore Ravens out of the end zone to start this third quarter here, which is going to happen shortly. They're coming back to M&T Bank Stadium. If you're new here, again, please feel free to like and subscribe because it really helps the channel out. And then definitely drop your thoughts about this game in the comments because I'd love to hear from you. But yeah, it's again, this is just this is a game that started off looking bad for the Eagles. It has turned around a little bit. But I think these first opening minutes of the third quarter are going to really matter for this team. Let's take a look at Eagles Twitter, see if there's any updates from our beat writer friends. Jalen Hurts' message to the team before the game was to be the team you know you are. And, again, one of the disappointments of last week was Brandon Graham tore his tricep last week. Is out for the season. Brandon Graham did make the trip to Baltimore this week and has been supporting the team in other ways. Ike Reese did put it fairly, is that the Eagles will test your patience, and you do have to hang in there with them. And I do appreciate that. Jalen Hurts was 6 of 6 for 70 yards with a touchdown on play action in the second quarter, according to ESPN stats. So that is definitely something of note there for this team. They used 0 play action on any first quarter attempts. So we have a bird. Again, this is the Bird Bowl. This is the battle of two of the best running backs in the league in Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry. Two really solid teams. So Braden Mann is going to kick this away. And that is going to get fielded in the back of the end zone for a touchback. So the Ravens will start on their own 30. And again, this is going to be a key drive for the Eagles defense. Can the Eagles shut the Ravens down? The Ravens are playing from behind. The Eagles need to keep it that way. All right, so we have Lamar under center, takes a snap, fakes the handoff, back, looking, pressure's coming. Lamar's going to roll out to his left. Lamar's going to take off, and that's going to be a first down, about 11-yard pickup before he's forced out of bounds. It's going to get up to the 41-yard line, forced out by Zach Bond. Jalen Carter was trailing him the entire way. So first down for the Ravens. Lamar under center takes a snap, hands it off to Henry. Henry is going to get a bunch there, but does get tripped up initially. Finally gets brought down around midfield. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 2. So again, where Eagles defense needs to show up here for this drive. We are at right about now 14 minutes left in this third quarter. So we have Lamar under center. Takes a snap. Quick dump off to Henry. Henry is going to get up to the line of scrimmage. He's stiff-arming people. Does wind up picking the first down. Gets into Eagles territory down around the 45-yard line. So that is going to be 1st and 10 for the Ravens. It's an 8-yard pickup. Brought down by Josh Sweat finally. He was stiff-arming both Zach Bond and Quinyon Mitchell. He was brought down by Zach Bond. Yeah, that stat was wrong. All right. Lamar in the gun, takes a snap, back, looking, pressure's coming. Lamar is going to throw it in the direction of Hill, but it is off his hand and incomplete. It does bring up 2nd down. Clock is stopped at 13:07 left in this third quarter. Yeah, that was just... Hill was just kind of standing there on his own, Justice Hill. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10. So we've got Lamar in the gun. We've got Hill to his right. Zay Flowers goes in motion. Takes a snap, hands it off to Hill. Hill's going to get up to the line of scrimmage. Picks up a couple before being brought down by Jalix Hunt. So they're going to credit him for 2. So that's going to bring up 3rd down and 8. So we got a 3rd down and long. 3rd and 8. Eagles 43-yard line is where the ball is right now. So right about in field goal range for Justin Tucker. It'd be a long field goal, but it would be right about there. We got Lamar in the gun, Hill to his left. Man in motion. Lamar takes a snap. Back, looking. Pressure's coming. Lamar's going to throw as he gets hit. That is caught over the middle for a first down by Mark Andrews. Right around the 20-yard line. First down. Ravens are in the red zone. And he was open again. The Eagles have a real problem with leaving players open. So Ravens offense is picking apart the Eagles secondary. Lamar's in the gun, back to his right. Lamar takes a snap, does a quick throw over. It's going to pick up about 2 there. And that was Tylan Wallace. So now we have Quinyon Mitchell's a little slow to get up. Looks a little winded. The officials did stop the clock, so Quinyon's going to have to miss a snap. They'll check him out. Now he's stopped. He's bent over a little bit. Ooh. His left knee took the brunt of Zach Baughn's helmet. So hopefully he's okay. First round draft pick for the Eagles this year. Made an impact immediately. Was initially going off on his own power, but now he stopped. Bent over a little bit. So yeah, it is 2nd and 8 right now. For the Ravens, and it's at the Eagles' 18-yard line. Quinyon Mitchell has a tackle so far this game. That's the only stat to his name there. While we're in this commercial break, just a quick check around the league. Carolina is on top of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 13-10, and the LA Rams are on top of the New Orleans Saints 14-6. New Orleans just took over the ball. Still on a commercial break here. Nobody's missing anything. We're waiting on the game to come back here. Quinyon Mitchell going into the medical tent. They're going to check out, I guess, that left knee. So, Lamar is under center. Zay Flowers in motion to the far side. Takes the snap. Lamar back, looking, throwing. And that is going to be caught by Hill, and that's going to be about a 3-yard pickup there. Well, that's going to bring up 3rd and 5. It'd be huge if the Eagles could hold the Ravens to a field goal right here. Yeah, he kind of threw that into the mix there, and it was caught by Hill. But like you got it, like there are a couple guys there that need to bring him down. So Lamar in the gun, back to his right. Lamar takes a snap, back, looking. Pressure's coming. Lamar is going to eat it. He's going to get sacked around the 31-yard line. Zach Baun gets the credit for the sack. That's a loss of 14 yards. And Zach Baun gets the credit. Jalix Hunt was in the mix there too. So Jalix Hunt might get half a sack on that. But that will send Justin Tucker out. So he's 2 for 2 on field goals. He's missed an extra point. This is a 47-yarder. Snap, hold, kick is up. And it is no good. It is wide left. Wide left. So the Eagles catch a break. And they're going to take over the ball from their own 37-yard line. That was wide left. So wide left, it's not even funny. And that's how he missed the extra point, too. He missed that extra point wide left. It bounced off the left upright earlier. So we got 9:55 left in the third quarter here. The Ravens put together a 10-play, 41-yard drive. Took 5 minutes and 5 seconds. But got nothing to show for it. So it was a solid first drive for the Ravens. They just came away with nothing after they lost a whole bunch there on that sack. It was a 14-yard loss. And then it was a 47-yard field goal attempt that resulted in a whole lot of nothing. So this comes down to who's the better kicker. That is 4 points that the Ravens have left on the board due to their kicker. Now, the Eagles can't really talk in that regard because the Eagles have left plenty of points on the board this season due to either questionable special teams decisions, whether or not to send the field goal unit out, as well as Jake Elliott not being so great earlier, a couple weeks ago, against the Commanders. But that is something that could shift the momentum back towards the Eagles. We'll see how the Eagles decide to answer. Because that is going to be very important. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Ravens' sole touchdown was an across-the-middle pass to Mark Andrews. The Eagles have a couple of touchdowns of their own. So here we go. 9:55 left in the third quarter. I formation for the Eagles. Hurts under center. Now he moves Grant Calcaterra over to the line. Takes the snap. Back. Looking, and pressure's coming. He's going to escape the pressure. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, though. So it's a gain of nothing there. It's going to be 2nd and 10. It was finally brought down by Washington on that. That was really, really close to being a much worse sack. But Jalen Hurts was able to benefit from his offensive line, who came back to block the guy away. So now Hurts is in the gun. It's a pistol formation. Jahan Dotson goes in motion to the far side. Hurts takes the snap. Hands it off to Saquon. Saquon is going to lose 2. So it is 3rd down and 2 sticks. 3rd down and 12 for the Eagles from their own 35. Yeah, that play was dead before it started. So third and 11, actually. They're going to credit him up to the 36-yard line for forward progress. So Hurts is in the gun, back to his left. All kinds of receivers on the line. Hurts takes a snap, back, looking, pressure's coming. Hurts is going to roll out to his left. Hurts looking for somebody, anybody, throws incomplete. We do have a flag down, so we're going to check on that flag. That flag is in the backfield. So this could go against the Eagles. Yeah, they're going to get Jordan Mailata for holding, so that's going to bring him 4th and 11. So the Eagles answer with a 3 and out, which isn't great, bub. So Braden Mann gives us the boot. And it's a booming punt down to the 15-yard line. It's going to actually get fielded right around the 13. Is there a fumble? Did they fumble that? They're going to check this. There's a giant pile up right now, as if it was a fumble. Nah, he recovered it. Recovered it at the 18. So it was a fumble. It is still Ravens ball though. Yeah, that ball was very clearly out, so yeah, the Ravens were able to just get back on top of it. So almost absolute disaster for the Ravens there. Quinyon Mitchell is back in the game for the Eagles, so that is always promising news there. So it will be 1st and 10 for the Ravens. Ball will be on their 18-yard line. 8:16 left to play in the 3rd quarter. So now can the Eagles defense rise to the occasion here to help save the struggling offense? So yeah, again, 3 and outs can't be the answer. We can't rely on Justin Tucker missing field goals. I'm sorry, we can't. We can't rely on that. First off, because not every drive is going to end in a field goal. And then offensively, just like we have to be able to put the pedal to the metal. Eagles had some opportunities to do that. Did not do so. So 14-12 is where we sit. Yeah, Wallace does recover that. That was a clear recovery. Okay. All right, so 1st and 10, Lamar takes a snap, dumps it off to Derrick Henry. Henry's going to pick up about 5 there, gets up to about the 23-yard line. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 6. Or they're only going to credit him to the 22. 2nd and 6. He was brought down by Nolan Smith. So, inside of 8 minutes left to play in the third quarter here. So we have Lamar in the gun, back to his left. That's Hill. Lamar takes a snap, back, looking, pressure's coming. Lamar's going to roll to his right. He is going to throw. No, he's going to take it himself. He's going to get the first down. Gets up to about the 30-yard line. It is a first down for the Ravens. So we're approaching about the 7-minute mark here. So we have Lamar in the gun back behind him. Lamar takes a snap, hands it off to Henry. Henry's going to pick up a couple. It's going to bring up a 2nd-and-7. They'll credit him up to the 33-yard line. Brought down by Zach Bond. Inside of 7 minutes left to play. Quick check of scores around the league. It's tied up in New Orleans. The LA Rams and the New Orleans Saints, 14-all. And then over in Carolina, the Carolina Panthers are on top of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 13-10. So Lamar's in the gun, back to his right. Lamar takes a snap. Quick throw over to Hill. Hill is going to pick up 2. So we've got 3rd down and about 5. Okay, so they will credit him to the 35. So it is 3rd-and-5. Big 3rd down stop needed right here for the Eagles defense. Eagles defense needs to come up with a 3rd down stop right here. They can get 4 yards. They can't get 5. Lamar's in the gun. Back to his right. Man in motion. Lamar takes a snap. Back. Looking. He's going to roll out to his right. Lamar is going to take it himself. They're going to check this, I'm sure. It's all going to depend on the spot where the ball was out of bounds. They're going to mark him about a half a yard short. So now we got 5.5 left to play in this third quarter here. Yeah, that ball is out of bounds before. Yeah, that ball is out of bounds there. When that right foot comes down, but they're going to QB sneak it, and that is going to be a first down. Yeah, Lamar was trying incredible acrobatics there on that one play, but yeah, instead they do a QB sneak and pick it up there. So we're inside of 5 minutes left to play in this third quarter here. We do have an injury timeout. Looks like Nakobe Dean was shaken up there on the play. So clock is stopped at 4:38. So they're going to take a look at him. So 1st-and-10. 4.5 minutes left to play in the third quarter here. Lamar's in the gun. It's a pistol formation. Takes a snap, fakes the handoff. Back, looking, throwing, open is Derrick Henry right at the line of scrimmage, but is able to pick up 10 yards on that monstrosity of a play. Gets into Eagles territory, actually. So it's going to be 1st-and-10 from the Eagles 49. So 1st and 10. Lamar's in the gun. We've got Derrick Henry now lining up to Lamar's right. Takes a snap, hands it off to Henry. Henry's going to break through, gets about 6 or 7 there. Actually, I'm only going to give him 5. They're only going to give him up to the 44-yard line. Brought down by Nolan Smith. Clock is running, so we've got about 3.5 minutes left to play in the third quarter here. Takes a snap, back, hands it off to Hill. Hill's going to pick up about 3 of the 5 yards they need. It'll be 3rd and 2 at the Eagles 41. Big third down stop needed right here. Third down stop needed. Lamar's in the gun, fakes the handoff to Hill. He's going to take it himself. Gets the ball's loose. Who falls on it? It is a first down for the Ravens. Yeah, that's a clear Ravens pickup. So it's 1st and 10 at the 38. We've got Lamar in the gun. Hill to his right. Takes a snap back. Looking. Throwing deep. Has a man. And it is incomplete. Off the hands of Nelson Aguilar. Nelson Aguilar sighting, folks. Former Eagle Nelson Aguilar found himself in triple coverage. It was off his hands. Cooper DeJean with the pass breakup. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. And now we've got Reed Blankenship shaken up, so he's going to go over to the medical tent to get checked out. So now we have Lamar in the gun. We've got Hill to his left. Lamar takes a snap, fakes a handoff to Hill, keeps it himself. He's going to get swallowed up after picking up about 3. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and long situation. 3rd and long. It's going to be 3rd and 7 specifically from the Eagles' 35-yard line. We're at 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Eagles need to have a big third down stop. The Eagles have only had the ball for a singular drive this quarter. It was a 3-and-out. Lamar in the gun, back to his left. Man goes in motion. Lamar takes a snap, back, looking, throwing deep, has Nelson Aguilar. Incomplete, does not survive the ground, goes out of bounds. It is 4th and 7. So 2 Nelson Aguilar targets, no catches. Yeah, his second foot comes down out of bounds anyway, so he wasn't able to keep it in bounds. But he also doesn't survive the ground because he's going to the ground there in that regard. So we have Justin Tucker on to kick a field goal. He's 2 for 3 on the day. This is a 53-yard attempt. Snap, hold, kick is up. And this one's going to be wide right. This one is wide right. And again, the Ravens put together a long, sustained drive and have nothing to show for it. 14 plays, 47 yards, took 6 minutes and 55 seconds. And Justin Tucker could not connect with the uprights. 1:21 left to play in the third quarter. Eagles still on top 14-12. even though the Ravens have gotten into Eagles territory on both of their third quarter drives. It's wide right. And the Eagles will take over at their own 43. So Bateman was injured earlier in the game. He is actually out of the game at this point. So that would be Rashad Bateman, one of the wide receivers for the Ravens. He is out of the game. But yeah, definitely let me know your thoughts here about this game. Like, the Eagles are really... The only reason this game is close right now is because the Eagles are benefiting from some really, really fortunate situations. Really, really fortunate breaks. Because the Eagles' defense is letting up monstrous amounts of yards right now. Get you a full, 47 yards on this most recent possession, and then 41 yards on the previous possession for the Ravens. So, Justin Tucker has 10 missed kicks this season. That is the most in the NFL. It is a career high for Justin Tucker. As Jalen Hurts lines up in a pistol formation, we have A.J. Brown in the slot to the near side. Hurts takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Barkley. He's going to keep it himself, and he's going to slide and get a loss of about 2 there. It's actually only going to be a loss of 1, so... So 2nd and 11 from the Eagles' 42. We got Hurts in the gun, back to his left. A.J. Brown wide out to the near side. Takes the snap, throws a quick over to Saquon. Saquon is going to do a little bit of a juke move there and is able to pick up a couple. It's going to be 3rd down. Depending on where they spot it, it's definitely going to be 3rd and long. It's probably going to be about a 4-yard pickup, statistically. Yeah, so it's 3rd and 6 from the Eagles' 47, so it's actually a 5-yard pickup. All right, so now we have Hurts in the gun. He's moving Saquon around now. Saquon lines up to his left. Hurts, play clock winding down, takes the snap. Back, looking, tipped at the line, incomplete to Saquon was the target. And we have 1 second left in the 3rd quarter. Reed Blankenship is out of the game after being shaken up on that last drive. The Eagles have had no first downs this quarter, and they're about to pump this ball away. And Braden Mann gives it the boot. That is going to take an Eagles bounce, and it's going to be downed inside the 5 by Kelly Ringo. So, with 15 minutes left to play in this game, that's where the Ravens are going to pick up. Inside the 5-yard line. We are through 3 in Baltimore. Eagles holding on to a narrow 2-point lead. Not the narrowest lead of this week. Definitely a narrow lead. The word is that Reed Blankenship is being evaluated for a concussion. So he is out for the game. The Eagles have ran a grand total of 6 plays in the third quarter and netted a grand total of 3 yards. That kind of performance needs to turn around. The Eagles need to have much more offensive performance here in this upcoming fourth quarter. Ravens have 95 yards to go. The Eagles need to hold them to much less than that. Be great if the Eagles could force a 3-and-out here. Turnover would be nice too. There have been 3 fumbles in this game by the Ravens. The Ravens fell on all 3 of them. The Eagles had 1 fumble. It was a fumble on the brotherly shove touchdown that wound up still being a touchdown. But yeah, Lamar has fumbled twice, and then Wallace fumbled once as well. So all right, start of the fourth quarter. Eagles were most active in the second, have done nothing in the odd-numbered quarters. Let's see if they can do something here in the even-numbered quarter, now that we're back in an even-numbered quarter here. 1st and 10, ball is on the 5. For the second time, the Ravens are starting inside their own 5. Lamar in the gun, takes a snap, hands it off to Derrick Henry. Henry is going to pick up about 3 or 4 there. They will only credit him up to the 8, so it's going to be 2nd and 7 for the Ravens. We're at 14:40 left in the game here. Derrick Henry now 15 carries for 63 yards. Lamar in the gun. Henry to his right. Now Henry moves behind him, pistol formation. Lamar takes the snap, hands it off to Henry. Henry is going to pick up a bunch there, but not fall just a couple yards shy of the first down marker. It's going to bring up 3rd and 2. So Derrick Henry, that was a 5-yard pickup for him. Gets up to the 13, so 3rd and 2. And we've got Lamar lining everybody up. Lamar's in under center. Derrick Henry deep in the backfield. Takes a snap, back, looking, pressure's coming. Pressure's coming. Lamar is going to do a quick dump over to Derrick Henry and is going to pick up the first down. We do have a flag, so we're going to check on this flag and see how that impacts everything. Lamar's saying it's against the Eagles. Going to be defensive holding, so that will result in a Ravens first down anyway. The Ravens are going to decline the penalty, so it'll be 1st and 10 from the 18. Now they're going to accept the penalty now. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 23. They get Cooper DeJean for the holding. So 1st and 10. Lamar's under center. Henry deep in the backfield. Making a change at the line. Lamar takes a snap. Fakes the handoff. Back. Looking. Throwing for Mark Andrews, who gets the first down. The 16-yard pickup pushed out of bounds by Tristan McCullum. That might be challengeable. That's got to... No, they're not going to challenge that. Never mind. So, Lamar under center, back deep in the backfield. Lamar takes a snap, fakes a handoff, back, looking, pressure's coming. Lamar is throwing deep, has Zay Flowers incomplete. Zay Flowers looking for PI, not going to get it. He was double covered there. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 10 from the Ravens 39. Yeah, the Eagles might have gotten away with something there. Quinyon Mitchell kind of had his hands on him, maybe a little bit too far. Mitchell almost had it picked. That was just about a couple inches short of or a couple inches too far for a pick. So it's 2nd and 10. Lamar in the gun, takes a snap, back, looking, pressure's coming. Milton Williams hits him. That is going to be incomplete because he was looking for Isaiah Likely, who does an incredible one-handed grab, but he comes down out of bounds. So that is incomplete. It is 3rd and 10. Yeah, Likely had no chance of coming down with this football in bounds. He's leaping already on the line. And then he leapfrogs the line. So it's 3rd and 10. 12 and a half minutes left in this game. Eagles need a big 3rd down stop here because they need to get something going this half. Lamar's in the gun, back to his left. Man in motion, that would be Aguilar in motion, lines up in the slot to the far side. Lamar takes the snap. He's back. He's looking. Pressure's coming. He's going to throw to Hill. Justice Hill is going to get stopped short of the 1st down marker. They're going to push him back as far as they can, but it doesn't matter. Forward progress stops him at about the 44-yard line. Doesn't matter. It's still 4th down. That will send the punt unit on. So the Eagles do get the 3rd down stop that they need. And Nakobe Dean trying to pick him up. He's down. You don't need to pick him up. All right, so it's 4th and 5. Here's the punt unit. Make sure they actually punt it, guys. And I think this is going to be a false start. All right, so they're going to get Amor Davis for a false start here. So it's now 4th and 10 from the Ravens' 39-yard line. So Stout does kick it away. Covey's going to field that at the 20. Brings that up to the 25. Gets up to the 29-yard line, maybe around the 30, depending on where they want to spot it statistically. They will credit him up to the 30. Okay, so it's going to be an 11-yard return. Brought down by Board. So it's an 11-yard pickup. Eagles have to get something going on offense. The defense has given them opportunity after opportunity after opportunity in this half. Well, this is opportunity number 3, to be clear. But the Eagles defense has given the Eagles offense opportunity after opportunity, and the Eagles have only been able to put together 3-and-outs. We cannot rely on the Eagles defense to continue providing those opportunities, because it will continue to be problematic. We got 11:20 left in this game. I'd love to see a long, sustained drive, heavily reliant on a solid run game. That needs to happen. All right. So here we go. We have 11:20 left in this game. We're still in the commercial break, but we're about to come out of it. Yeah, we are out of the commercial break here. So Eagles have 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line. It's 11:20 left in the game. Now, the big question is, if you are the Eagles, what do you do? Hurts is going to line up under center. We've got Saquon deep in the backfield. A.J. Brown goes in motion to the far side. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley is going to break through, does pick up about 5 yards there on that carry. I say do it again. Clock is running. We're at 2nd and 6. So they only credit him up to the 33. So it's a 4-yard pickup. Hurts in the gun, back to his left. Hurts takes a snap, fakes it to Barkley, and then throws it to Barkley. And is going to be about 2 yards shy of the first down. Here is a flag, though. We're going to check on that. And it's defensive holding, so the Eagles get their first down of the second half. They're going to get Trenton Simpson for the defensive holding, so that's going to give the Eagles 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line. So we have Hurts now lining up under center. We have Saquon Barkley deep in the backfield. Hurts takes a snap, fakes a pitch to Barkley, then hands it off. Barkley's going to run to the outside, and then is going to pick up a couple there. Gets up to about the 41. Clock's running. It's going to bring up 2nd and 7 for the Eagles. All right, so now Hurts is going to line up now in the gun. We got Kenny Gainwell going to line up to his left. Paris Campbell's in motion. Hurts takes the snap, back, looking, pressure's coming. Hurts, got to get rid of it. It's going to throw in the general direction of Dallas Goedert, incomplete. I'm sure they're going to talk about whether or not it's grounding, though. 3rd and 7. He was just barely outside of the tackle box, it looked like. So, 3rd and 7. Ball's on the 41. Eagles have to get a first down here, need to keep this going. Need to put a little bit of distance between themselves and Baltimore on that scoreboard. Hurts is in the gun, back to his right. Dotson goes in motion. Hurts takes a snap, back, looking, throwing across the middle. Dallas Goedert, complete first down right across the 50-yard line into Ravens territory. They're actually only going to credit him to the 50, so it's at midfield. So it's not Ravens territory yet, technically. But they've gotten halfway across the field. So it's now 1st and 10 for the Eagles. 9:25 left in this game. Hurts is in the gun. Barkley to his right. Hurts takes the snap. Hands it off to Barkley. Barkley is going to get a big pickup there. Gets a first down, and Moore gets down to about the 35-yard line. That is a big first down for the Eagles. Now, they're only going to credit him up to the 36, so it's a 14-yard pickup. That's a huge pickup. We're inside of 9 minutes left to play in this game. Hurts is in the gun. We have Barkley to his right. We have A.J. Brown in the slot to the far side. Hurts takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Barkley, keeps it himself, gets the first down, slides around the 25-yard line. It is a first down for the Eagles. It's 1st and 10. In case you're tracking, the LA Rams have defeated the New Orleans Saints, 21-14. Hurts in the gun, back to his left. Barkley to his left. Hurts still in the gun. A.J. Brown wide out to the near side. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley going to get a first down and more. Gets to the 10. 5. Touchdown, Saquon Barkley. 7:56 left in this game. No flags to take it away. Had to double check that first. And the Eagles extend the lead. It is 20-12. Jake Elliott on to make this a 2-score game. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. With 7:56 left to play in this game, this Bird Bowl is tipping in the Eagles' favor. The Philadelphia Eagles 21, the Baltimore Ravens 12. And again, it is a 2-score game. Because the Eagles are back to 9 points up on the Ravens. So at one point in time, the Ravens were 9 points up on the Eagles. The Eagles now 9 points up on the Ravens. Britton Covey is questionable to return. I guess he was shaken up a little bit. I gotta wonder when that was. Probably on a punt return. Yeah, the stats don't say when Covey got injured. So, we'll see. But that was a 7-play, 71-yard drive. Took 3 minutes and 24 seconds off the clock. So that was the kind of sustained drive that I needed. I would have liked it to take a little more time off, is the only concern that I have. But we'll see. I mean, the Eagles' defense now has a little bit more breathing room. We'll see how this all pans out. Braden Mann on to kick this away. And that is going to get fielded a couple yards deep in the end zone for a touchback. So that is where the Ravens will pick up with everything. Around the league, 4:42 left in the fourth quarter of the Carolina-Tampa Bay game. Tampa Bay is on top of the Panthers, 17-16. They have the ball. All right, so we've got Lamar now in the gun, back to his right. Lamar takes a snap, hands it off to Derrick Henry. Henry is going to pick up the first down on that. That was a 10-yard pickup. Gets up to the 40-yard line. Took Tristan McCullum and C.J. Gardner-Johnson to bring him down. So this is what an effective run game does. It wears down your defense. So the defense was doing pretty good at the beginning, but now they're not so much. Lamar in the gun takes a snap, does his dancing. He's going to roll out to his left. That's going to get tipped at the line and incomplete. Looking for Zay Flowers. Pretty well covered. Quinyon Mitchell, again, back in the game from when he was shaken up earlier here. 7:27 left in the game. And the clock is stopped after the incompletion. So we have Lamar now in the gun. We have Henry to his left. 2nd and 10. Ball's on the 40. Henry moves to his right. Lamar takes a snap, hands it off to Henry. Henry's going to get swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to be a loss of about 2. They're going to credit him with a loss of 1. So credits him to the forward progress, gets him to the 39. So it is a loss of 1. It is 3rd and 11. Lamar in the gun takes a snap. Back looking. He's getting hit. He's throwing. Caught Derrick Henry. It's going to be well short of the first down marker. Only gets up to the 42. And that was Cooper DeJean who delivered that hit there. And that's going to be 4th and 8. So that should send the punting unit on. Should. So forcing a 3 and out here. Or it's not technically a 3 and out. Nope. Lamar's going to stay in this game here. Big 4th down stop needed. Big 4th down stop needed right here. Inside of 6.5 minutes left to play in this game. Lamar's in the gun. We got a back to his left. Nelson Aguilar in motion, lines up in the slot to the near side. Lamar takes a snap. Back. Looking. Has time. Running out of time. Throws across the middle. Almost intercepted by Tristan McCullum. Incomplete. And the Eagles will take over in a turnover on downs. Deep in Ravens territory. Well, not deep, but at the Ravens 42. Best field position the Ravens have had all day. That was in and out of the hands of Tristan McCullum. Looking for that pick. Did not get it, but it's almost a better turnout that he didn't get it anyway, because it was a turnover on down situation. That was the coverage there. Zay Flowers, who has been in space, open in space most of the night, was actually covered this time. And Tristan McCullum nearly comes away with a pick, but instead it is 1st and 10 for the Eagles at the Ravens 42. Now we have Hurts in the gun, pistol formation. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley's going to break through, gets a good chunk, gets down inside the 35-yard line, down to about the 34. It's going to bring up 2nd and 2. And the most important thing right now is that the clock is running. So we are inside of 6 minutes left to play in this game. Yeah, Derrick Henry took a real beating by Cooper DeJean there on that third down play. So 2nd and 2. Pistol formation again. Hurts in the gun. Back behind him. Sending extra. Hurts takes the snap. Hands it off to Barkley. Barkley's only going to get 1 out of the deal. So it is 3rd and 1. And it's not a long one. Ravens are going to take a timeout. They're going to try to preserve as much clock as they can. Remember, this is a 2-score game for the Ravens. It is 3rd and 1. We'll see if the Eagles decide to brotherly shove it here. Ravens are going to take an opportunity to think this over. Saquon is a yard shy of a 100-yard game here. So he's not going to have a 200-plus yard game this go. But 5:25 left in this game. Ravens have started to spend their timeouts. It is 3rd and 1. And the Eagles are going to line up for the brotherly shove. We'll see what happens here. Snap. And they got it. That's super clear. They're saying it's an inch or 2 short here. It's 5:21. Somebody's taking a timeout, I think. Unless they're bringing the chains in to measure this. It's going to be, they're saying 4th and 1 initially. Yeah, they're going to measure this. Yeah, it's 4th and a nose. 4th and about 2 inches. So 4th and inches, and we will probably see a brotherly shove here too. Just do the exact same thing again. 5:21 left. They're going to resume this clock in a minute here. Nope, the Ravens are going to take a timeout. So the Ravens are down to their last timeout. So it is 4th and literal inches. And the Eagles will probably wind up trying this again here. Yep, they're doing it again. Brotherly shove. Snap. And that's a first down now. That is super, super a first down. Not even a question. That gained 2 there. So it is 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Ball is on the Ravens' 30-yard line after that. That. And that's where this particular play has the potential, right? It is 1st and 10 for the Eagles now from the 30. So that was actually a 3-yard statistical pickup. So 4:37, 6-5 left in this game. Ravens down to their last timeout. Hurts is going to line up under center. We've got Saquon deep in the backfield. Hurts takes a snap, does a quick pitch over to Saquon. Saquon breaks through, gets tripped right up at the line, but does pick up a good chunk there. Gets about 4 or 5, depending on what they want to credit him for. They're only going to credit him 3. Only gets him up to the 27-yard line. Okay, so 3-yard pickup. It is 2nd and 7 for the Eagles. Ball's on the Ravens' 27-yard line. Inside of 4 minutes left to play in this game. The Eagles just need to get the ball to the 2-minute warning, and then they need 1 first down after. So we have Hurts now in the gun, or under center, takes a snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley's going to pick up a yard there. Did Barkley fumble this? It is Eagles ball. It's third down. There was a fumble. It is Eagles football. They signaled for Eagles football. Yeah, it is Eagles football, 3rd and 7. Yeah, that is super clear a Saquon Barkley recovery. And he's down. So, yeah, it is 3rd and 7. So now Hurts is in the gun. It's a pistol formation. A.J. Brown wide out to the far side. Hurts takes the snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley is going to get the first down, gets up to the 20, and that's where forward progress stops. But it is still a first down. Thank you to C.J. Uzomah for that. And that will force the Ravens to spend their last timeout. So the Ravens are out of timeouts. Clock has stopped at 2:53. So again, the Eagles are at the 20. So all they need to do is hold the ball until the 2-minute warning and then get 10 more yards. And then get whatever that yardage is that gets them to the first down. So honestly, if I'm the Eagles at this point, I'm just running the football. There is no bona fide reason why the Eagles should do anything other than run the football at this point. The Eagles have the lead. They're up by 2 scores. Even if they run the football enough and they score a touchdown, the Ravens cannot stop the clock after the 2-minute warning. And even if they do get a touchdown, even if the Eagles do get a touchdown, that makes it a 3-score game. Hurts in the gun, pistol formation. Takes a snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley's going to get swallowed at the line. So that is going to bring up a 2nd and 9. They will credit him for a yard. But again, Ravens can't stop the clock here. So the Eagles will run one more play. We'll hit the 2-minute warning. Worst case scenario, it's going to be 3rd and long. Assuming the Eagles don't turn the ball over or anything like that. But in all likelihood, again. So we got a pistol formation here. Hurts in the gun. Barkley behind him. Hurts takes a snap. Hands it off to Barkley. Barkley going to pick up about 2. 3rd and 7 is where we're going to be at. And we're at the 2-minute warning. So the Eagles need to pick up 7 more yards and it's game over. So the Eagles are about 2 minutes away, barring anything crazy. From winning this game, which did not look good at the beginning of the game. Again, just doing some quick checks here. Other scores around the league. Tampa Bay is going to defeat the Carolina Panthers, most likely. Panthers have 49 seconds left in the 4th quarter. They do have the football. They're at the Tampa Bay 39. They have 1 timeout, so but it's 20-16. So the Panthers need to score a touchdown. Field goal won't work for them. Yeah. Okay, so again, just general thoughts here right now. Eagles have done Eagles did a great job in the second and the fourth quarters. First and third quarters, not so much. So if you were an even numbered quarter, the Eagles did really well, especially the Eagles' offense. So it took the Eagles a little bit longer than I would have liked to figure some of that stuff out. Definitely a couple of scares throughout this game. Eagles defense leaving some of the Ravens receivers wide open periodically was not great. In the third quarter, Derrick Henry really turned it on. Henry has 19 carries for 82 yards right now. And barring much, like it looks like the Eagles, that's where Henry's going to wrap up here, right about there. If the Eagles can get 7 yards, game's over. But we're at the 2-minute warning. Ravens can't stop the clock. They're out of timeouts. Hurts is in the gun. We're back from commercial. Barkley behind him. Hurts takes a snap, hands it off to Barkley. Barkley is probably not going to get anything out of this. Yeah, so it is fourth down. That's going to send the field goal unit on. Undoubtedly here to put a little bit more distance. So that was definitely not what the Eagles were hoping for. It is fourth down and 2 sticks. So here comes the field goal unit. The Eagles are going to spend as much clock as humanly possible on this waiting game. So they can wind this clock down pretty much to inside of a minute 20. All right. Timeout with a minute 15 left. So we've got 75 seconds left in this game. Again, remember, the Ravens cannot stop the clock. Eagles spend the first of their 3 timeouts. Unlikely the Eagles will need any of their others. The Carolina Panthers have just taken the lead over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with 30 seconds left in that game. Again, 75 seconds left in this game. Jake Elliott is on to kick a 39-yard field goal. Put a little bit more distance between the Eagles and the Ravens. Snap, hold, kick is up and is going to be wide. No, that was going to be blocked. We've got flags down. It was recovered by the Ravens. And I think that might be an offsides. Yeah, they're going to ding Nate Wiggins for being offsides. So that will give the Eagles 5 yards back. Yeah, that was a blocked field goal. But that play doesn't count because Nate Wiggins, who blocked it, was offsides. So we've got a minute 7 left now. So we got 67 seconds left. It's now a 35-yard attempt. Jake Elliott's going to try this again here. 4th and 7. Everybody back to their own sides now, guys. Snap, hold, kick, up, and this one is good. With 63 seconds left in this game, the Eagles make it 24-12. So 63 seconds, no timeouts, and the Ravens are down by 2 scores. And it's 2 touchdowns specifically. So this game is effectively over, barring anything crazy, which could happen in the NFL. Crazier things have occurred. But with 63 seconds left, I mean, we've had onside kicks recovered. We've had things like that occur. I don't want to write this anything, but The Eagles have outscored Baltimore 24-3 since the first quarter. Braden Mann gives us the boot, and this will go out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So Ravens will not attempt to return that. 1st and 10 from the 30. So the Ravens have to go 70 yards, and then they have to go the length of the field again in 63 seconds with no timeouts. Eagles will not give them any breaks here. Vic Fangio trying to dial up a defense that will shut the Ravens down. Defense will be called upon here once more. Lamar's in the gun. Back to his left. Lamar takes a snap. He's back. Pressure's coming. He's going to throw. He overthrows Hill. That's going to stop the clock with 59 seconds left. It is 2nd and 10. So Derrick Henry on the sideline now. Look likely his night is done. So the comparison, 23 carries for 107 yards and a touchdown for Saquon. Derrick Henry, 19 carries for 82 yards. Lamar's in the gun, back to his right. Lamar takes a snap, back throwing, caught, and gets out of bounds as Isaiah Likely, but only picks up about 3. So that is going to bring up, they will actually credit him to the 34. So it's going to be 3rd and 6. Again, clock is stopped with 54 seconds. So the Ravens can't stop the clock unless they get out of bounds. Lamar in the gun, back to his left. Lamar takes a snap, fakes a handoff, back, looking, throws across the middle. It is a first down, but it is inbounds to Isaiah Likely. So the clock continues to run. Ball is on the Ravens' 43-yard line. 37, 36, 35. Lamar in the gun, back to his right. Lamar takes the snap, back, looking, throwing across the middle, incomplete. Looking for Isaiah Likely again. He was right at the first down marker, incomplete. And Likely is going to hobble off to the sideline there. I don't know what. Looked like he was might have gotten a touch shaken up, but he gets over there on his own power. So it is 2nd and 10. Clock stopped at 28 seconds left in this game. The Ravens need 2 touchdowns and 2 2-point. Ravens are down by 12, so they need 2 touchdowns. Lamar in the gun, back to his left. Lamar takes a snap, back, looking, throws. It is caught by Andrews. Gets out of bounds, just shy of the 30, right around midfield. Just shy of the first down marker. It's 3rd and 3. Cooper DeJean forced him out of bounds. We got 22 seconds left. Clock is stopped. It is 3rd and 3. Lamar gets everybody lined up. In the gun, back to his right. Lamar takes a snap. He's back. He's looking. Pressure's coming. He is going to roll to his left. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to take off. Gets down to the Eagles' 40, to the 35, to the 30. What are we doing? To the 20, 15, 10 out of bounds at the 10-yard line. 7 seconds left. So if there's one positive out of that, it is the fact that Lamar took so much time off the clock. He took more than 10 seconds off. He took about 15 seconds off that clock. So he's got 7 seconds left. It is 1st and 10. Lamar, it's 1st and 10. So they can technically get a first down without scoring. And now the Eagles will take a timeout to think this over. And I know I shouldn't have been that exasperated over the long run there. It was a 39-yard pickup, though. Like, I know it's garbage time at this point, but you play with your all here, guys. Howie Roseman's still on the sideline, congratulating everybody. Eagles about to go to 10-2. 7 seconds away from 10-2. Eagles fans excited. 1st and 10. Lamar's in the gun. We got a back to his right. Lamar takes a snap. He's back. He's looking. Pressure's coming. Lamar's hit as he throws, and that is going to be a touchdown. With 3 seconds left, Isaiah Likely with the reception there. So, again, it's a garbage time touchdown. I get it. I've seen crazy things happen, though. It is, so it's 24-18 now. Justin Tucker has already missed an extra point. Isaiah Rodgers was beat on the coverage there. Tucker snap, hold, kick is up, and it was going towards the right upright, but this one is good. So it is 24-19. With 3 seconds left, Ravens are probably going to try to onside kick this. Meanwhile, the Eagles are holding on for a victory here. Again, 3 seconds left. Again, crazier things have happened. The Ravens are going to try an onside kick. Undoubtedly. And then next week, the Eagles are back home. So Justin Tucker is going to onside kick it. Tucker doesn't do this with a T. So he's going to give it to the boot. And that is going to be falled upon by Jahan Dotson. That is going to be the game. 2 seconds left. Eagles have the ball at the Ravens 42. They're just going to kneel this out, and that'll be game over. So this is the Eagles' first win in Baltimore since the Ravens were the Baltimore team. Eagles just 2 seconds away from that. Jalen Hurts lining him up to take the knee. And that is the game, folks. The Eagles come away with their 8th straight victory since the bye. And you can breathe a sigh of relief. Got a little scary throughout parts of this game. But the Eagles come away with the victory for the first time in Baltimore. They win the Bird Bowl. They win the battle of the two best running backs in the league right now in Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry. And they're still holding on to the 2nd seed in the NFC playoff picture. The Philadelphia Eagles have defeated the Baltimore Ravens with a final score of 24-19. All right, folks. At this point, again, I appreciate you tuning in. I'm going to go do a post-game, so we'll get that up. But yeah, I'm going to also grab some dinner and then do a post-game. But I appreciate you all hanging out. This was a great game, great win. Much needed win here. Because that sets the Eagles up perfectly for the rest of the season. Because the Eagles will be facing the Carolina Panthers at home. They face the Pittsburgh Steelers at home. They face the Washington Commanders in Washington, and then they face the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants to close the season out. So, again, huge season, huge game today. So definitely some areas of improvement needed, but a win is a win is a win. But everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. And again, please feel free to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. I'm Joe Donahue. Let's go Eagles.